It's one of the most anticipated events of the year. Get ready for the Iredale birthday event. That's right. Sunday, November the 19th. It's back inside the Mingles. 412 Boston Road in the Shopper Plaza. Uptown in the Boogie Down Bronx. Okay. It's a Sunday evening, so we party from 6 p.m. until 12 midnight with the music by Massive B with Jabba alongside Chutney Shatta. The award-winning Dub Master Chris from Irie Jam Radio alongside the First Star Sound with DJ Byron and Randy Frost. You already know Iredale do the thing. Victoria's Secret giveaways, Western Union and Grace Foods baskets, cash prizes. Tickets are $30 in advance. VIP tables and packages are available. Call 646-533-9300. And remember, you can purchase tickets at eventbrite.com or stop by People's Choice Furniture or Rockatone Restaurant in the Bronx. In Queens, Genesis One Restaurant or Jimmy Starsky. Sunday, November the 19th, the big birthday celebration for Iredale. Mad.
Biggest news, it Portmore, man. We're ready. Sting return to Jambrel. I know I bad them see enough. I'm ready for nail again. Nail them and nail them. Hear me, man. Sting return to Jambrel, Portmore, St. Catherine. Every walk foot ready for it. You know it going on. From every nook to every cranny, you know. I bad them see enough in a return with the 10 giant. Hey, Portmore, look out for me, you know. Portmore, you ready for this. Portmore, that's where we sport more.
Bird Records presents the newly released tribute album from Keith Cole entitled Rock With Me.
Rock with me, baby. Rock with me, baby.
It's 13 tracks including the astute cover of Delroy Wilson's Who Cares?
Who cares? Who is right or wrong? Right.
Keith Cole also sings homage to Jabi Bunny Wailer.
How does it feel to have been on the ballroom floor?
This newly released 13-track tribute album is readily available in record stores and on all digital platforms. It's the brand new album Rock With Me from Keith Cole. Pick up a copy today and help play tribute to these icons in reggae music.
Rock with me, baby. Rock with me, baby.
Yeah.
Rock.
Honey, you know, I just get a call from Mama again. She told me she haven't received the barrel as yet. Which shipping company do you use to send it off?
Last year, no. I want to do now.
You say, honey, you know you drink too much. I bet definitely your mother you'd use the right company.
Simpson Shipping Enterprise. Weekly sailing to all destinations. In Jamaica, they go to Kingston and Montego Bay. Also ship to Europe and South America, East Africa, New Zealand, and Australia. We offer door-to-door service to Jamaica, Guyana, and England. Simpson Shipping Enterprise, 17 Mount Vernon Avenue, New York. Telephone 914-663-9216 or 914-663-9218.
Yeah, go on like a yeah, mama. You feel me, mama? I remember telling you something. You see Simpson Shipping? Then go Jamaica, Kingston, and Montego Bay, all over the Caribbean Islands.
CB Jerk Center, 150 West 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York. Dine-in or takeout available. Call us 646-294-3939 or 917-870-4088. We're open Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. Sundays, 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. On Fridays and Saturdays, our seafood weekend starts from 11 o'clock. Check out our extensive breakfast and lunch menu. For breakfast, we have ackee and saltfish, corned beef and cabbage, callaloo and saltfish, corned beef and macaroni, liver or kidney, curry chicken back, brown stew chicken back, cook up saltfish, salt mackerel. Also check out our lunch specials: oxtail, cow foot, stew pork, tripe and beans, stew peas, jerk pork, jerk chicken, fried chicken, stew chicken, barbecue ribs, curry chicken, curry goats, pepper steak, escovitch fish, brown stew fish, and roast fish, jerk pork with bread, jerk chicken with bread. Plus, we have catering services available. Call us 646-294-3939 or 917-870-4088. We also have delivery services with Uber and DoorDash. Check us out on Instagram at CB_Jerk Center. Call us 646-294-3939 or 917-870-4088. CB Jerk Center, 150 West 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York.
You're locked on to the #1 radio radio station. Number one radio station.
They play the best music.
Number one. The best music for your listening pleasure.
When you are hungry, come to Kulu Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nerid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Kulu Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
For 2 days, the 5 o'clock hour is hot on Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. Your life, your music with Lady D, Denise Gomez, Inside the Zone. Catch me on Monday at 5 p.m. for the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And on Friday, yes, at 5 p.m. for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. From abroad to yard, Trelawney, me love 'em.
Don't miss How Excellent, Judith Gale's birthday celebration and 8th album launch gala presentation, Saturday, December 9, featuring MC Liz Black, performances from Judith Gale and guests Dr. KJ, Jabez, DJ Nicholas, a fashion show, 5-course meal, lots of giveaways and a prize for the best dressed male and female. What a celebration! Saturday, December 9 at Astoria World Manor. Cocktails at 6 p.m. Showtime at 7 p.m. Contribution $110. Part proceeds in aid of the Judith Gale Ministries Foundation Limited, Jamaica. Visit eventbrite.com for tickets or call for more information. 516-789-7376 or 929-353-3961 or 347-645-3477. How Excellent with Judith Gale and Friends is sponsored by KGT Designs and Rentals, One of a Kind Realty, Tinkerbell's Luxurious Makeover, and CGA Immigration. How Excellent! Judith Gale's birthday celebration and 8th album launch gala event, Saturday, December 9 at Astoria World Manor. God must get the glory. See you there.
25 minutes after the hour of 5 o'clock. Ha ha. This is where I say Monday, Monday, Monday. Yes, it's Monday. Thankfully, I'm back. Thank you, Lord, I'm back. I'm so glad that I'm here to be with my friends, my people, my peeps, a whole lot of you, young, old, middle in age, young as you feel. Ha ha ha. Hey everyone, good evening to you. Welcome to Inside the Zone, the community platform where information is guaranteed. My name is Lady D, Denise Gomez. I'm your host, producer, presenter, the brain girl. Yeah. How are you, everyone? How was your weekend? Well, I was able to say hi to Al because he was here this afternoon. Customarily, he's not here. But I have to say I miss Mr. Hines because we would ask each other, how was your weekend? That's what we say to each other. So that's why I'm saying to you, how was your weekend? My weekend was fine. It was. And so I'm here today, as I would say, to do it all over again for you. With the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Did I tell you that I'm broadcasting on Linkage Radio 101.7, 104.5 FM? I didn't tell you. Oh man, I forgot. I'm sorry. Yes, that's where we're broadcasting, your host station, The Hub. I'm also on TuneIn, Linkage Radio. And I'm also on our app, fastcast4u.com. You know, I like to spell it out for you. That's FAST, CAST, the number 4 or the digit 4, capital U.com. Yeah. I'm on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, www.caribbeanvibesradio.com. Fit 96.7, fitfmja.com. My Trelawney people. Of course, now I'm broadcasting in Western and Central Jamaica, St. Anne, Brownstown, St. James, St. Elizabeth, Hanover, and Westmoreland. Westmoreland. You know how we can just, be creative? So we can say Westmoreland. Or we can say Westmoreland. Westmoreland. When you want to send a message, So I'd like to say hi to everyone. Did you know that Inside the Zone is a culture-centric radio program that connects the Jamaican diaspora and international audiences globally? You gotta give it to me. I can write, right? Yeah, man. I put all of this together by myself, The show's content captures its people's social, cultural, and collective views on issues that affect their communities. A lot of things are common to us, like family, health, finance, education, immigration, housing, wealth management, real estate and life and health insurance, and food insecurity. No matter what is happening, I hope we never go hungry. Like I had a vision years back. Can't even share that now. So welcome to the show. 5:30 p.m. I'm ready. It's brought to you by What Is It? Inside the Zone, or It's ITZ. Brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. Do you know their telephone number? It is 718-324-7484. Call them and say, hey, I'd like to place an order for my dinner. Lady D, selling you guys a whole lot. Yeah. So what's in the pot this evening? Well, the show's lineup. The Monday Beat, chasing the Monday blues out of here with great music. And of course, I do have community and immigration updates with Lady Trudy Ann of Swansea International, and she'll be calling me this afternoon. We'll be talking about visitors visa extension on an I-94. Special feature today, history of Times Square. We live in New York, so I like to give you little features, Yes, I'll be reading. I'm not playing anything. I'll be reading for you. And then keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts at 6 o'clock. Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. Lloyd McDowell, owner of Gem Stores out of Brampton in Ontario, Canada. So, under this umbrella, you have Gem's Jerk, Gem West Indies Grocery, and Gem Meat and Fish Groceries. So he's doing well. Kudos to everybody tuning in. My YouTubers, welcome to the show. So nice to have you. To Tony, to Pat, Vero, King Ryan. Yes, everybody who is there, and those of you who have not yet popped into the room, you need to pop in, say hi, so I can see you. And I love how Tony's just here with me each and every show. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Vera and Pat and King Ryan and everybody else, Come into the space, type in something so I can see you. I'm ready to start. I got music. It's my Gents Music Monday because it's the first Monday. Okay, so Gents Music Monday is up next. Welcome, everyone. What's our telephone number? You don't know? Why you don't know? You ought to know. Grab your pen, grab your paper, get your phone, get your desktop, your laptop, your tablet, your watch. Hey, I tell you, 914-297-8911, 914-297-8911. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Sharon's King Ryan, say you're dropping. All right, so yeah. Welcome to the show. Please, Ryan, when was the last time you shared? You're here with me through thick and thin. When was the last time you shared? Pat, when was the last time you shared? Sharon's, please share. Share it with someone. Tony, I told Tony to share it with a few people. And let's get the platform up and running. But right now, oh yes, before we get into that, guess what I'll have to do? Before I do all of that, I'm going to have to talk to Lady Trudy Ann.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
I'm good. So now the program is kicking off with you, and so they'll get whatever I have in the pot in a bit. Welcome, Trudy. It's Monday. How you do?
Well, me do.
Right.
I'm here.
Yes. I'm so happy to have you, and I hope things are picking up and you're doing well and still guiding people through this immigration process that is so overwhelming at times, especially when the cases are a little difficult. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I actually just before I called, a client just called me. We had a slightly difficult case of getting his son derivative citizenship.
Oh, okay.
That's when the parent became a citizen before the child reached 18, and after the child got his or her green card.
Okay.
So this one was a father, not a mother, applying for derivative. So it was a bit of a more difficult situation, but they just come with the good news that they got through and they're going to get their citizenship documents. So I'm happy. I'm above the mood with that one.
I am glad to hear. Great.
Yeah, so it's always great to be helping the community, you know, with various situations. And one of the things that is our community is that they lack the knowledge and understanding, and they're having the village lawyers tell them information, and it creates more problem. And this is actually a serious thing because it creates more problem and more money. You know, I've had a client, yes. I'm sorry?
Go ahead. Yes, ma'am. I'm hearing you.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry, I thought I interrupted. Yes. So I'm having clients call, and, you know, a lot of mistakes are being made. So that's what, you know, I'm always trying to make sure our people are getting help. So today's topic is actually about visa extension. Now, you have individuals who come up to the United States on a visitor's visa, right? And they get a 6 months on the I-94. So, for example, if they came up this past June, say June 1st, their I-94 expires, I think, January 1st, December 31st, January 1st, somewhere about those 2 days. Now, I've had individuals, during COVID, people were getting extensions while in the United States because the airports were closed. Airports were closed, they're not able to fly home, so of course, there's nothing they can do. It's not their fault, it's COVID, the pandemic. So what people will do is call and try to get an extension. Now, immigration is taking forever to approve extensions. Now, you can't just come here on vacation and say, oh, you know, I want to spend more time with my nephew or my cousin or my sister or my baby father or whatever, so let me stay an additional, let me go file for an extension. That's not how it works. An extension is based on a serious issue that's preventing you from going home. Like I had a client that just called me a few days ago. They're ill. They have to do surgery. They can't travel back to Jamaica. So the doctor is giving her a letter for immigration to say she's not able to, they're not allowing her to travel at all because she has to do surgery. So something like that, yes, we can apply to the extension. Now, the issue comes up where, because for example, and you're going to laugh at this, from COVID, that was 2020, right? I put in two extension applications for the same client. It's 2023. The extensions have yet to be approved. So what the clients, because once you get the letter from immigration that they received your documents, your application, that's proof that you filed for the extension. And, you know, so they were able to use that and come back into the country. Now, for now, there's no COVID. There's no airports being shut down. So you can file for the extension. Filing for is really just to get the receipt. So when you leave the country after the deadline, you can show customs or immigration that, look, I had applied for the extension and I didn't just overstay because I felt like overstaying. But if you're going to overstay, it has to be a valid reason. And more than likely, it's supposed to be a health reason. Not just overstaying because, oh, we'll find a job or I want to spend more time with my family. No. That's not a valid reason for overstaying and filing for an extension. So we've had a couple of that coming up, and I'm sure there's more than people who, there's plenty people here who are like, oh, I want to stay, but no, you can't just file for an extension because you want to stay. And actually, and added to that, this is another thing to Lady B, where people start telling people, oh, file an extension, and then we can apply for the work permit for you. Be very careful if you're looking to file an extension to extend your visa, and then you can't extend your visa here. You can't change your status because work permit is a different status. It's a work status. So we want people to be very mindful of this. If you're in a situation you don't know, please give me a call. If I don't know the answer, I'll definitely try to find it out for you and let you get back to you. But be very careful when you're going to tell you, oh, you can extend your visa because, just because whatever is going on in your life. If it's not a medical emergency, then no.
Got you. So, and they need to ensure that if they're coming up with a reason, it needs to be a very valid one. Because
exactly.
It's not
it needs to be a very valid one.
Yeah, it's not today. People cook up story, Back in the day, you could cook up a story, and they weren't as detailed as they are. They were, but but now they're realizing that this is becoming more prevalent. Man, we're seeing a lot of applications coming in, so they pay attention to things like that. If every 20 or 100 application they see extension, they're like, why so many you just want to stay so?
Exactly. And another caveat for the extension, it needs to be done before the I-94 expires. And I think people come like, oh, it's expiring in 2 weeks. I need to do No. That's not going to work. If you have a medical thing, maybe we can still try to push it through, right? But ideally, you need to apply for the extension at least, I think, 45 days.
Okay.
Before it actually, the I-94 expires.
Well, I hope that they're listening because, we like to push the envelope and we like to listen to people who perhaps they were successful, but it don't mean it going to work for you.
And that's the thing. Once something can go through the gate, Something can miss and go through the gate, right? Somebody wasn't paying attention or them just not a time. It can happen. And this is what I hate hearing. This is what I want the listeners. If you're in Jamaica, you have family abroad, or whatever it is, or you're here listening, please think about this. Plus and dollars obviously in luck.
Right.
But not only that, the procedure is what it is. So just because somebody buck up and get through on a different kind of procedure doesn't negate the actual procedures.
That's right.
So, and there are people who go by the book. I mean, just a quick, I had a client who's like, oh, I don't need to do all this, I don't need to do. And I was like, okay, fine. I had 2 clients going the same day for citizenship exam. One officer did everything by the book. It took an hour for the exam to finish.
Oh, dear.
Another officer decided to say, oh, I really need to do all of this. And the interview took like 15 minutes. And it was the same day, the same building in New York City. Nice. So just because your team the buck up and go through, don't mean that's the actual procedures.
Yes, ma'am. I hear you. I hear you. So once again, how can they reach you?
I can be reached 929-312-1161. 929-312-1161. I'm also on Instagram, Swades International, and I'm also on the internet, swades.org.
Could you spell that for them, please, Trudy?
So Swades is S as in Sam, W as in whiskey, A as in apple, D as in Delta, E as in Edward, S as in Sam.org.
Great.
On Instagram, it's Swades International.
Well, hey, you have once again hit the nail upon the head, and we're hoping that people are taking note. And please call her if you have an urgent need, because most of these things are urgent. You just need to get them done now. So, and you have all you need. She will tell you, walk you through. Please call her. Again, Trudy, we thank you.
Same here, my pleasure. You have a good one, Lady Denny. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in. And as always, walk good, mind Makajukuno.
All right. Take it easy.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Oh, Lordy. All right, that's Trudy Ann for you from Swades International. And, hey, take note. That's all I can say. Take note. Welcome, everyone. 5:45. Guess what? So we had a bit of a flip this evening, because usually I would play my Monday Beat. So now it's Monday Beat time because Trudy came in at 5:30. But I'd like to welcome everyone. If you're just joining, you're hopping on, you're hopping off, you're twisting and turning, you just got home, you're like, Lord, I'm so tired. Me had a day. Well, I had an interesting day, but I can't even bother go through that now. But I'm safe and I'm here, so that's what's important. I'd like to welcome you to the show, and to my YouTubers, please share with at least 5, share the link with at least 5 persons, the very show that you got that you're watching. Share it with at least 5 people. Ask them to subscribe, okay? And tell them, hey, we have fun over here, you know. As we did this past Saturday morning, we were talking about the meddlesome mother-in-law. Oh, Lord, it was off the hook. Go on my YouTube channel, Inside of the Zone with Lady D, and you'll find it with Saturday morning runnings. It's now time for the Monday Beat, chasing the Monday blues out of here with some good music for you, you know. Yeah. I'm kicking it off like this. And just in case you're wondering, it's Gents Music Monday. In my neighborhood, he gets me down. Always a fuss and fight, always a fuss and fight, all through the night. This is not a place for me to stay. Show, what a way to kick off Gents Music Monday at 10 minutes to 6 o'clock. Welcome to the Monday Drive, everybody. Sure, you get the dub though. Welcome, Eval. Drea, you say you're late? Not to worry. That's what I'm talking about at 5:51. Good afternoon, everyone. That's how we kicked it off for the Gents Music Monday right here on the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Keep tapping, keep bopping.
I've had a lot of big dreams. I've made a lot of bad moves. I know you could walk away, but you never do. I've met a lot of cold hearts. I've learned to smile and deceive. I know I'm hard to be around, but you never leave. I'm not easy to understand, but you hold out your hand, and you say you love me just as I am. You always treat me the best that you can. You say you made a lot of heartaches. I found a lot of closed doors. When all the others have turned away, you love me more. You love me more. Girl, I'm not easy to understand, but you hold out your and you say you love me just as I am. You always treat me the best that you can. You say you want me, need
It's fine sunshine most of the time, and the feeling is laid back. Palm tree grow, rent so low, don't you know? But I keep working my way back. But I'm a Jamaican boy who's born and raised. Nowadays I'm lost between two shores. LA's fine, but it ain't home. New York is home, but it ain't mine no more. I am myself to no one there, and no one heard.
3 minutes to 6 o'clock. Lord, I'm loving Gents Music Monday. Aren't you doing the same? Hello, Cher. How you do, Cher?
Said and I am lost, and I can't even say why. Leaving me lonely still. Did you read about a frog who dreamed of being a king? And they all became one, except for the name. A few other changes to talk about me. The story is the same one, but I've got this emptiness deep inside, and it won't let me go. And I'm a man who don't like to swear, but I hate the sound of being alone. I am myself to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. Say why. I am myself to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. I am my pride.
Set your watches and your clocks. Time signal brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Narita Avenue in the Bronx. Good afternoon to everyone. It is the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And you were just vibing to Mikey Spice. I am. I tell you. Nice music on a Monday with the Gents Music Monday. So, Cher, I hope you're doing well. Thank you. Good evening to everyone. Oh, that's your favorite song, Tony? Yes, ma'am. I hear you. It's now time for keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. And stay with me. Don't forget the show ends at what time? 7 o'clock. And coming up at 6:30 p.m. will be my Voices interview segment with the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. I'll be talking with Lloyd McDowell, and he's the owner and operator of Gem Stores in Brampton, Ontario, Canada. And Lloyd is into jerk, grocery, meat and fish. So we're going to be talking about that and how it all started. And in the short blurb that he sent me, I realized how it started. Sometimes you can into stuff. Welcome, everyone. It's now time for the news. Stick and stay with me. Don't go anywhere. Good evening. My name is Lady D. Denise Gomez. Welcome to Keeping You in the Know with news, happenings, and facts. We start off with our Jamaican news. A 27-year-old man was charged for reportedly shooting. I do apologize for that. Okay. A 27-year-old man was charged for reportedly shooting a man to death and the injuring of two others during an armed robbery in Deans Valley, Westmoreland, on Sunday, October 8. Charged with murder, robbery with aggravation, wounding with intent, and using a firearm to commit a felony is Navido Scarlett, otherwise called Nick, of York District, Betheltown in the parish. He's being charged with the murder of 52-year-old Tian Young Ming, otherwise called Ken, a businessman of Deans Valley, Westmoreland. Reports from the Whithorn police are that at about 12 p.m., Young Ming was at a store when armed men entered demanding money. The men reportedly opened fire at Young Ming and the other men before making their escape with cash and other items. The police were alerted, and on their arrival, the men were seen with gunshot wounds. They were taken to hospital where Young Ming was pronounced dead and the others hospitalized. On Wednesday, November 1, a team of police officers on special operations apprehended Scarlett and was placed into custody. He was later charged on Sunday, November 5. He is to appear at the Westmoreland Parish Court on Tuesday, November 14. The body of a construction worker is believed to be trapped under rubble after a house he was reportedly working on collapsed in Pembroke Hall, St. Andrew, on Monday morning. The Duhaney Park police are currently at the location, where an excavator is being used to remove the rubble to locate the man's body. His identity and cause of the building's collapse are yet to be revealed. More information soon. And if you're just joining me, I'd like to welcome you to Keeping You in the Know with news, happenings, and facts. And we continue. Okay. All right, I do apologize for that. I'm experiencing a bit of technical difficulty, which will be rectified in a few minutes. Kingston, Jamaica. Supreme Court Judge Justice Chester Stamp Monday morning shut down a proposal from defense lawyers to have a voir dire conducted to determine whether or not phone recordings from one witness should become admissible in the Everton Beachy Stout, McDonald, and Oscar Barnes murder trial in the Home Circuit Court in Kingston. A voir dire is essentially a trial that is held within a trial. Quote, "The trial will continue. There shall be no voir dire," Stamp declared a short moment ago, clearing the way for a new witness to take the stand at 2 p.m. Courtney Rowe, one of 4 attorneys representing Beachy Stout, pushed for the voir dire to help determine the integrity of the voice recordings that allegedly contain conversations between Beach Stout and Denverlin Bubla Minot, a witness in the case. Rowe raised questions about the chain of custody of the device, which was used to capture and store over 100 phone recordings. prosecutor, Sophia Rowe, argued that there was no clear-cut reason why the recordings should not become admissible, and Justice Stamp seemed to agree based on his ruling that the trial must go on. The two accused in the matter are on trial for the July 2020 murder of Tanya McDonald, who was Beachy Stout's second wife. Tanya was brutally stabbed to death, and her body, which was eventually found on the Sherwood Forest Main Road in Portland, beside her raised motor car, was partially burnt. Minot, who is said to have provided the police with the recordings, is currently facing a 19-year-and-a-half prison sentence for his role in Tanya's killing after he pled guilty to the crime. He made a deal with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions and agreed to give evidence against Beachy Stout. According to Minot, in his evidence in court, Beachy Stout promised him $3 million if he could murder Tanya. Minot claimed that he was not capable of stabbing anyone to death, so he contracted Oscar Barnes, a random man he claimed to have met in a fishing beach in Manchonil, Portland. Minot claimed that he and Barnes made numerous attempts to kill Tanya and eventually succeeded on July 20, 2020. According to Minot in court, he nor Barnes received the bounty that was placed on Tanya's head. It was after Beachy Stout failed to pay him the $3 million that he decided to start recording him during phone calls. And coming up in more news this afternoon, it is now 8 minutes after 6 o'clock. My name is Lady D. Denise Gomez. Welcome, everyone. A man who was caught in the machinery of a cement mixer truck has died, according to the FDNY. Fire officials say the incident happened just before 1:30 p.m. at 1140 Grinnell Place. First responders arrived at the scene when the victim was entangled in machinery involving a cement mixer truck. According to fire officials, the victim was a 52-year-old man. EMS pronounced him dead at the scene. No arrests have been made at this time. An investigation is ongoing. And as we're wrapping up here this afternoon for keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts, in our final newscast, a Jamaican man living in Canada has been charged with the murder of his ex-girlfriend just days before her birthday. Troy Moulton, 33, of Whitby, Ontario, is believed to have killed LaTonya Anderson on Saturday in a jealous rage. Anderson, who was also a native of Jamaica, would have celebrated her 35th birthday on Wednesday. According to the Durham Regional Police, approximately 9 p.m. on Saturday, Moulton arrived at its Central West Division headquarters in Whitby to report an incident. The conversation prompted cops to visit a home in Cressman Court, where Anderson was found not breathing. According to the police, life-saving measures were performed, but Anderson was pronounced dead at the scene. The cops did not reveal how Anderson had been harmed. However, Moulton was subsequently charged with second-degree murder. In posts to his social media accounts, Moulton purportedly accuses Anderson of cheating on him and kicking him out of the home where he had resided with the now-deceased and her mother. Quote, "To see how LaTonya running me and telling me to move out, I couldn't believe I would live to see her treat me like that," end quote, the post stated. "I am the husband of her and am in the house with her. And to see LaTonya making plan with her next man for her birthday, it's killing me inside. And I was acting mad because of she going out with her next man and provoking me about it," the post continued, adding, "I'm sorry for killing her. I love her and I can't imagine her with her next man," end quote. The post went on to state, "It wasn't easy to walk away, plus I have nowhere to go and I tried to find a room to live, but it didn't work out and I have to stay in that devil house and take all the stress and headache." quote, "For the past 3 weeks, I don't eat, I don't sleep, I was going crazy. I'm sorry, not even Jesus could help me to walk away," end quote. The post continued. An Observer Online source said both Moulton and Anderson grew up in the same community in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, and then they later migrated to Canada. Anderson leaves behind a 12-year-old son, according to a GoFundMe account launched to assist her family with funeral expenses. 12 minutes after 6 o'clock. This has been keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. You know what we do. You may call me if you'd like to discuss the headlines at 914-297-8911, 914-297-8911. It's a good day. What do we call the day again? It's Monday.
Hi, I'm Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing. Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezone@gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592.
Welcome back. It's Inside the Zone with Lady D Denise Gomez. 13 minutes after 6 o'clock. At 6:30, I'll be talking with Lloyd McDowell. We're going to be finding out how you end up with this business, Lloyd. We want to know. We're so curious. To those of you who have not been here for some time, I'd like to welcome you to the show. You've been moving around a lot or taking a peek over there, then you'll come back. I appreciate you wherever you are here in the diaspora. I want to welcome you. I want anybody out there who, when you first came to Jamaica, to New York, you had an experience. Well, I've already shared my story about the very first time I landed on this soil. Can't forget it. Which leads me, to my special feature. Leads me to my special feature today, because I want to share a little bit about Times Square. We go down to Times Square, don't we? The flashing lights, the billboards. We go to Broadway. And we feel like, we're hobnobbing and all of that. Yes. But there are some people who don't go down there at all. They tell you they don't like to go downtown. But I think the experience is so captivating. You just walk and pay attention, that's all. You cross the street, you pay attention. People passing beside you, you don't just keep your head straight. The buildings and all that, You go look, man, go take a trip. But let's take a walk. Want to come with me? Let's go. Originally known as Longacre, also Longacre. So there are two separate words, and then you have it as one word. Square, after London's carriage district, Times Square served as the early site for William H. Vanderbilt's American Horse Exchange. In the late 1880s, Longacre Square consisted of a large open space surrounded by drab apartments. Soon, however, the neighborhood began to change. Electricity, in the form of the theater advertisements and street lights, transformed public space into a safer, more inviting environment. Likewise, the construction of New York's first rapid transit system, the Interborough Rapid Transit Company, IRT, gave New Yorkers unprecedented mobility in the city. And the pictures, by the way, are to die for. The announcement of the IRT spurred real estate speculation by shrewd businessmen who believed that increased foot traffic in the area would generate profits. Adolph S. Oakes, owner and publisher of the New York Times from 1896 to 1935, saw an opportunity and selected a highly visible location to build the Times Tower, which was the second tallest building in the city at the time. In January 1905, the Times finally moved into their new headquarters, built between Broadway and 7th Avenue and 42nd and 43rd Streets. The previous spring, Mayor George B. McLennan signed a resolution that renamed the intersection of Broadway and 7th Avenue from Longacre Square to, ta-da, Times Square. Oakes told the Syracuse Herald, "I'm pleased to say that Times Square was named without any effort or suggestion on the part of the Times." Yet he clearly felt proud. The new building represented the first successful effort in New York to give architectural beauty to a skyscraper. He said, within a decade, the Times outgrew their space and moved to a new location, but not before starting a tradition that continues today. The New Year's Eve Spectacular. Oak staged the first event to commemorate the new building, and crowds still gather today to bring in the new year. You and I know all of that, don't we? Although the Times moved to a new location, the tower still stands at a focal point in Times Square. Similarly, two statues have remained prominent monuments in the area. Father Duffy Square encompasses the northern triangle of Times Square. In 1909, a temporary 8-ton statue entitled Purity, Defeat of Slander, by Leo Lentilli dominated the space. Now, statues of Father Duffy and George M. Cohen grace the scene. Born in Canada, Father Francis Patrick Duffy, 1871 to 1932, eventually moved to New York City. He served as a military chaplain in both the Spanish-American War and World War I. Upon his return to the city, he became pastor of Holy Cross Church, located at 237 West 42nd Street. His statue, designed by Charles Keck, 1875 to 1951, faces his former church. How nice. The bronze statue of George M. Cohan, 1878 to 1942, a composer, playwright, and actor, sits at the park's southern end. He is best known for his hit song, Give My Regards to Broadway. Give my regards to Broadway. Remember me in Herald Square. Tell all the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there. Sure. George M. Cohan's position in Times Square re-emphasizes the district's long association with theater. By World War I, most legitimate theaters had moved to Times Square from former entertainment districts further downtown. Respected restaurants and high-end hotels like the Astor and the Knickerbocker established themselves in the neighborhood, thus contributing to a thriving environment. While popular bars, restaurants, and theaters attracted people to the area, it was the development of public transportation that facilitated Times Square's dramatic growth. For example, in 1905, the first year of operation, the IRT Times Square station serviced almost 5 million passengers. By the late 1920s, subway lines, elevated lines, and bus routes all stopped at West 42nd Street. It thus became an irrefutable hub of the city, transporting not only city dwellers, but also affluent suburbanites and visitors. Sadly, the Great Depression hampered the growth. As theaters struggled to survive during this period, many became cheap grinder houses that showed sexually explicit films. Soon, other lower forms of entertainment arrived in the area. Burlesque shows, cheap restaurants, peep shows, dance halls, and penny arcades. Then, commercialized sex proliferated throughout the neighborhood as both male and female prostitutes began lingering along 42nd Street. The advent of World War II did little to improve Times Square's reputation. Soldiers on leave, in search of erotic entertainment, further catalyzed the neighborhood into a zone for vice. Likewise, construction restrictions during the war worsened conditions by halting the city's building boom of the 1920s. Times Square had begun a descent into disrepair and depravity. World War II had another very visible effect on Times Square. In May of 1942, Mayor LaGuardia announced a demote. Interior and exterior lighting, in addition to illuminated advertising and building lights, were required to be turned off or directed downward. The order sought to protect pedestrians silhouetted against the horizon from enemy submarines in coastal waters. The dim-out was so extensive that the WPA announced that they would place blackout masks on 90,900 traffic lights throughout the city. Likewise, the electric news signing bells, the Times Tower went dark for the first time since its debut in 1928. For nearly 14 years, the sign attracted billions of spectators with the most newsworthy headlines. Frank Powell, one of 3 electricians tasked with the sign's maintenance, stated on the night of the dim-out, quote, "All I want is to start it up again the night Hitler gets killed. That would tickle me to death." End quote. The negative impacts of the Great Depression and World War II on Times Square solidified over time. In the 1950s, attempts to stop the growth of disreputable businesses through zoning rules met with a few results. Then the 1960s arrived. As one scholar notes, the libertarianism of the 60s changed the meaning of obscene, thereby opening a space for the public sale of adult allurements. For example, the success of the 25-cent peep show, introduced in 1966, spurred other small businesses to follow the trend by selling adult films and erotic merchandise. Profits rose. The cost of leases skyrocketed. And then the mob muscled in around 1968. On the streets, prostitution by all genders, open drug trade, alcoholism, and con games like 3-Card Monte and Cleo became commonplace. Inside, crime thrived in the underground corridors of the subway and the passages at the Port Authority bus terminal, despite the abundance of police. By the late 1970s, the Times Square area recorded the most felony and net crime complaints in the city. That said, not all activity in the neighborhood was bad. In 1973, the first TKTS booth opened to provide affordable theater admission with the hope of increasing Broadway attendance. Nevertheless, Times Square's reputation ranked very low in the public consciousness. In 1981, Rolling Stone declared West 42nd Street the sleaziest block in America. Likewise, one scholar wrote, "The Great White Way is now a byword for ostentatious flesh peddling in an open-air meat rack." Indeed, male hustling became pervasive in the area as people exchanged money, illegal drugs, or other forms of payment for sexual favors. Times Square's central location, which once allowed the district to flourish as a prominent locale for high-ended entertainment, now facilitated the sex market. The influx of commuters, especially during rush hours, made male prostitution fairly easy and relatively frequent. The flow of human traffic during these periods allowed clients to solicit sex without attracting much attention. In addition to the sex market, the drug trade also profoundly affected Times Square. Efforts to address the increase in prostitution, especially by juveniles, were derailed by the arrival of crack cocaine to Times Square in 1986. As a result, crime rates spiked and continued to increase through 1989. The addictiveness of crack made it an especially insidious drug, as users focused their energy and resources on scoring the next hit. Crack dealers, junkies, and the cardboard encampments of the homeless took over the streets. Despite Times Square's notorious reputation, it managed to maintain its powerful symbolism, in part because of its chaotic action, dense and diverse pedestrian activity, and continuous role as the key entertainment district. It also remained a central transit hub and offered a unique physical experience of places, which derived from its small-scale buildings, open space, and illuminated lights. Times Square's symbolic meaning, therefore, ignited debate and opposition with any proposed plan for renewal. In addition to the district's symbolism, efforts at redevelopment also proved challenging in part because the adult industry made huge profits. For example, CUNY researchers estimated that the weekly gross of peep shows ranged from $74,000 to $106,000 in 1978. And as I wrap up for you, interesting, isn't it? Likewise, property ownership was convoluted as landlords sought to create distance between themselves and those who ran the porno shops and peep shows on their property. The redevelopment project focused on revitalizing 42nd Street as a theater and entertainment center. After tremendous time, money, and effort, Times Square slowly began to transform as adult stores and sleazy theaters were replaced by child-oriented stores and successful musicals. As tourist activity increased, Times Square continued to improve. A new TKTS sales center was installed. Further construction stopped vehicular traffic and made the plaza even more inviting to pedestrians. In 2008, the newly designed Duffy Square was reopened to the public. Times Square has experienced flourishes of creative vibrancy and periods of great depravity, and yet it remains the crossroads of the world. In 2018, the New York City Economic Development Council created a short documentary about the economic transformation of 42nd Street in New York City, starting in the early 1980s. From the center of the vice and crime in New York City to an area where millions of people pass through each year. Against all odds, tells the story through interviews with the people who made this transformation happen. Project leaders, real estate developers, architects, law enforcement officials, and historic preservationists. Ha! Interesting. A brief history of Times Square. What can I tell you? Welcome to Inside the Zone. My name is Lady D, Denise Gomez. Who do I have on the line?
You got Lloyd McDowell from Gems.
Hello to you, Lloyd. It's Lady D. It's a beautiful Monday. I hope it's a beautiful Monday in your neck of the woods.
it's raining today, so it's not that beautiful.
Really? So you don't say showers of blessing beautiful?
Well, yes. That's a blessing to have lots of rain, but yeah.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the segment Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. My guest is Lloyd McDowell, and he's the owner of the Gem Stores in Brampton, Ontario, Canada. So we're talking about Gem's Jerk, Gem's West Indies Grocery, and Gem Meat and Fish Groceries. It's a pleasure having you, Lloyd. Thank you so much for joining me here this evening.
You're welcome.
All righty. So I want to say thanks to Christine for making the connection, first of all. Here on Voices, I interview people within our diaspora, so that other nations of the world, particularly Jamaica, can get a good feel of what we are doing overseas. And so you're in the Voices chair this evening, and I want to learn so much about you, because as I read the short blurb that you sent to me, I realized how the whole thing started. But I will not read that. Yeah. I want you to share it with us, because I like the word that starts with an F in here. How the whole thing start. So tell us about Gem Stores.
Gem's Stores, we got 2 restaurants that located in Brampton. Mm-hmm. We got the grocery store that's been there, the Gem's West Indian, that's been established since 1991. So good 32 years, 32 years it's been there. And we just started the Gem's Meat and Fish about 5 years ago.
Okay. And how has it been going?
Great. As you see, I've been around a long time ago, so, I'm doing like 3 generations of people, or 2 generations of people right now that, people used to bring their kids. Now those kids are bringing their kids to come to the store. So I'm getting the support. I'm getting the love from my community right now.
Mm-hmm. So let's go back now. So you say your business started as a fluke. Lord,
yes,
you came.
It did.
Yeah, because you came to Canada in your early teens. So talk about it.
Yeah, I came to Canada when I was like 15 years old in 1988. Mm-hmm. And my best friend got murdered in Jamaica. So when I come to Canada, I was very bitter. Like he buried this Sunday and I come to Canada the next Saturday. Mm. So it was just like 7 days after he buried, I come to Canada. And I was like, I have this thing about me that nobody's going to kill me. I'm going to make sure I take the first of everything. Mm. And I got into a lot of problem at school. I got suspended 22 times. My 23rd time, I got expelled, and I went to a new school. And my first day, I got in trouble again. Mm-hmm. Second day, I was escorted off the property with police escort. They didn't want me at the property, nothing. So I went home. I told my mother the story, and I was even wrong at the time. But you know what happened when it started? Nobody didn't see when it started. But then when I started taking action, then everybody see what I did. And then that part, they said, oh, well, we look at your record from your old school. Bye-bye, we don't want you here. Mm-hmm. So I went home and I said to my mother, so she said, look, you can't sit home and don't do nothing. You got to go find yourself a job or do something. So I said to her just to kind of shut her up and say, okay, fine. Mm-hmm. I want a grocery store. And my mother is a nurse, and one day when she was at work, couple weeks after that, she was at work, and one of her colleagues said to her, Gloria, do you know anybody that wanted a store to buy? And my mom asked her, and she said, it's Indian grocery store. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay. She come home. They wanted $12,000 for the store at the time, and I had 10. So I make an offer with the 10. They accept it. I tell people this that nobody wouldn't believe me. I didn't even know what a certified check was at that time. So the lady at the bank said, well, you got to certify the check. I didn't have a next dollar to my name. That was the only money I have. So she said, write the check. But to me, I'm saying it's only $10,000 back. But anyway, I guess the lady was just saying, it doesn't matter. Write the check. Whatever happened after, let it happen after. So I write the check to certify that check, and I got the store. So I was there waiting, trying to get a loan to put the grocery in the store, and I got like 3 months free rent. I went in, I cleaned up, I painted the store ready to open, but no grocery in the store. So I realized that I only have Indian grocery, and realized that once people realize I'm black,
right?
It's a new owner. Those Indian people who just walks out, they never support the business. So I tried to get a loan, and then the loan didn't go through. So I started with $250. And I hustle every day. I make extra. And one day a gentleman walking and he see the store, he see my attention, and he said, I don't know. I don't know from nowhere, but I just have a good feeling in it. And he decided to take the chance with me and give me the grocery and a 2-week period. So he explained to me, said, don't take too much, take a little, and when you pay for this thing, you come back again, you get another 2 weeks. So I started that way, and I get like $700 and some worth of grocery, and I keep doing it, making sure that the check won't bounce, and I just keep going on, and gradually it's just, I started in a smaller store, like a 650 square foot, and then, the customers started to come in and they started to say to me, why don't you open up a restaurant because you have all these banana and yam going bad and pumpkin. So I said, so then they started giving me the ideas, and I have some good customers. So I kind of like ask question, what do you think if I take over the bigger unit and start getting their blessing? And they said, yes, we'll be able to, no matter what. So I made the choice of going into the bigger unit and started with the restaurant. So I was attending the church, and one Sunday I just asked the pastor, I said, do you know anybody that could do a restaurant? And he said to me, see that man up there that's playing the guitar? That's what he do. So I talked to him, I showed my space, and he said to me, I think he told me that if you had $20,000, I could get you a kitchen in the back of the store.
Okay.
So I said, okay. So I started to work at night. So I got a night job to start working to save towards this $20,000. So I got the restaurant, worked, saved the money, and I started the restaurant back then. And then the restaurant opened, and I quit the night job. And since that day until now, there haven't been a turn back. I've been going strong since that time.
Well, oh goodness. You know something, as I'm listening to your story, Lloyd, I say to myself, how many people just, and it's not luck. I think your life was just, God has a plan for the map of your life, because it appears to me that after the death of your best friend, and then you had to leave so quickly after, you didn't get a time to mourn. So I think you were mourning, and to heal. You were depressed and all of that, but nobody figured that out. Nobody figured that out, and so you were angry, and you were going through your emotions and so on, and you didn't know how to contain it, how to manage it. So I guess you got triggered easily, which is why you got So can you imagine 20 times you said, Lloyd?
28. Well, in total, everything would be 24 times.
Man, that must have been an experience. So here you are now.
Well, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No, I'm just saying. So here you are now, and you've started the business. I mean, things just started to open up for you, because I guess what did your parents say? What your family said when all of this was happening, though, when you kept getting kicked out of school and all that. Yes.
You know the funny thing, I didn't tell my mother. I would get up and I would just ride the subway downtown, and I learned how to downtown Toronto, and then I would just come back home and just use my my one bus ticket the way I would go to school and the one to come home, and I would just ride the train all day and learn all the different stops, and then I would just come home and just go home normal like I went to school.
Mm-hmm.
So after then, the whole problem after now, when I got kicked out, then I started telling her what happened, and then okay, fine. Then my mom moved from Malton at the time, and then she moved to Brampton, and then I decided that okay, fine. When I moved from Malton, so I'm going to start a new school in September.
Right.
Figured that I left all of that behind me, and then hoping that things were going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the same problem.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the same problem.
I got you. So,
but I did went back to school afterwards. I went back to adult education after, and after I started my business, I did that, and I went back to do business, maths, and computering, and all those stuff afterwards. So I ended up getting my school diploma in adult education.
That's so good, Lloyd. That's so good. I'm so proud of you. I mean, because here you are now. So yes, you saw the value of education, right? And you did that, and now you are managing your own business. What is it like over there in Brampton?
Brampton is a very diverse city. When I started in Brampton wasn't what it is today. I remember when I started, there was only 2 West Indian stores in Brampton. Actually, one of them, me and my father painted one of them. It still exists. That's the nicest store in Brampton here. It's still there. And now in Brampton, West Indian store, you probably have maybe about 15 to 20 now, so compared to back then. But yes, it's good, and I can't complain to say that's what I know. But with the love again, with the love, I'm a big supporter of my community, because I know where I'm coming from, and without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Right.
So, I'm always trying to give back and support. I do co-op with kids, especially the kids that, that nobody give up our hopes in them. I always try to take those kids to mentor them.
Wonderful.
I try every year to give back a scholarship every year back to different kids that's having it hard, and those things that I do. So, because of that, I do private loans to people that want to start their business, or people wanted to purchase their first home and having a little difficulty. I help out in all different shapes and form of ways that I can help, because I was there. I understand that although I never get the help, which I can't say I didn't get the help, because if that man probably didn't give me that opportunity to give me the credit at the time, so I still would say that, yes, I get it that way, but never get no form of monetary help from no bank, nobody. So, so when I see those things, I try all the time. When somebody comes to me, no matter how busy I am, they have a business idea, I take the time to explain, show them every ins and out, legal, the bad times, the good times. Sometimes I spend 5 hours talking to people, still have my work to do, but I take that time just to share that with them.
Yes.
Because I always think that, you know, the more these young people or new immigrants to the country can achieve something or have something, it would make us all better and bigger.
And, you know, it's so important when we share our story, our experiences, and the fact that you are helping young people because you were there, you understand. When there are people who they've never gone through any great difficulties in life, it's very difficult for them to relate to what's going on with, you know, people who are having challenges, more so younger people. And I am really, I'm touched by the way you are giving back yourself to people because it's important and it's the right thing to do. Tell me, family?
Yes, I got 5 beautiful kids, my mother and father and my sister, niece and nephew and my wife, and I have family there.
Wonderful.
Aunts and uncles.
And so we have a big family. Anybody left in Jamaica?
Yes, I still have lots of family there too, I visit very often.
Okay, sounding good. So what are the plans for GEMS now? What other big plans you have?
Right now, I'm in the process of starting doing some franchise. So hopefully for the new year we'll be having the first franchise will be coming out in the new year, and one is going to be a GEMS grocery store. So that's a new venture that we're doing right now. Yes, so that's hopefully that's going to start in the new year for 2024.
So is doing a business at this level difficult? Is it hard work?
It's very hard, and you know, for me to have 4 locations and to manage them and to do it, it's very difficult. It's very hard, and you know, a lot of times people that really truly know me, they will said to me, you know, if anybody just see you and grudge you for what you have, they'll be so wicked because you know you never stop work. You always be working, and you know. Even my kids, when I try to tell them that I'm going to retire soon, they laugh at me. It's a big joke. They don't see that in the plan, you know, and I'm going to surprise them, though, because, you know, doing this for 32 years, it's a long time. And I mean, working 7 days a week, and even when you're home, you're still working. And I mean, when I say work, I don't mean just to come in and point fingers and say, do this. I do everything. I sweep the floor, I mop the floor, I cut the meat, I stock the shelf, I go pick up stuff, I deliver stuff, I do everything. There's nothing here that, as a boss, I tell somebody to do it, and I never done it myself, you know. So I do everything here. That means when I'm asking somebody to do it, it's not like, you know, it's an impossible task. I know I've done it. I know it should take you that amount of time, X, Y, Z, but I do everything else. But it's very difficult. I enjoy what I do too. So to me, because I enjoy it, you know, some people look at it as work, but to me, it's like I'm just doing it because I enjoy it. I like to interact with the customer. You know, it's like I always say, nowhere. I've been to several different countries on vacation and all over, and everywhere I actually go, I see somebody that knows me.
No.
Go to Mexico, I see somebody there. I go to Grenada, I see somebody there. I go to Barbados, I bump into people there. St. Lucia. So, you know, all over I go. I went on a cruise the other day, and I see people there that knows me. So, you know, everywhere I go to Montreal in Canada, Ottawa, and I still see somebody there that knows me. So it's like, you know, I'm always there. So it's like GEMS is a household name right now. People know you, the kids everywhere. You know, I go to schools to deal I'm very well known in the community.
And I realize that GEM is an acronym.
Yes. So it's my mother initial, because my mother is Gloria Elaine McDowell. So that's how you get the GEM from the GEM started.
And I said, isn't that nice?
So that's how they do. Yes.
Great.
So that's originally from my mother. My mother initial of her name. That's the way the word GEMS come around.
And in a nutshell, what were you like as a boy?
I think nothing really changed about me, because my mother came to Canada when I was like 9 years old, and my mother, a couple of weeks before she left, she called me and said, she asked me to come in the kitchen and learn how to cook and watch what she do. And I remember one day I was like peeling some yam, and it was raining, and I didn't have no shirt on, and my back started scratching me, and I didn't realize I was still peeling the yam, so I scratched my back and realized here goes it. So so I've been like on my own since 9 years old, literally. I started making my own decisions since I'm 9 years old. I learned to cook my food. I see my mother would clean up the house in Christmas time, wash all the flowers, doing that. I just try to keep all of that. And then, growing, so since 9, literally, I'm literally doing everything for myself, making decisions. I was just talking to one of my school friends, and I was like, I was in Jamaica in September, and I was saying to them that, when the kids were supposed to go to the dentist, they would have sent me, and these are the kids at my age, but I was so mature than all of them that they would trust me to take them to the library, and like to take them in a taxi, bring them to the dentist, to the library, to do all of that. Trust me to put their hands on this kid. No teacher. I'm the one that's there taking them. So I live like in the Red Grove district, and Old Darby would be the town of in St. Catherine. And I would take them in a taxi 4.5 miles there and bring them in Old Darby town to take them to the dentist, library, and all of that. So, I was like very more mature than my peers growing up anyway. And my parents only had 2 kids, me and my sister, and I was the oldest one. So, I remember I used to call my sister here for her, like, when my mother was gone. She didn't want to go to my grandmother because she would have just called me in 2, and she didn't like it. So, I would start looking at other kids here at school, then I would just come home and practice that way. And I did all of that just to make it work. And, I got to still say, big shout out to my mother for everything, to give me the opportunity in life to support me in my dreams. I tell people that if I go to my mother now and say, sell your house and give me the money, I need to do it. She wouldn't even question me. She would just say, here you go, my son. And, the support, and that's why I always say to people, family is very important. Yes, family fight and they have their fight, but still, support your family. Yes. My parents allowed me to live at home. I didn't have to pay rent. My mother would still wash my clothes, still provide my meal for me while I'm doing my business. They didn't bother me to say, although you have a business, now you got to start paying the rent. So they support me. In that way, they didn't have the money to give me, but they still provide a roof over my head. They still provide me with food, and in a shape or form way to support me. I didn't have a car. My mother would lend me a car to do things till I started my business, till I could start buy myself a car and to do that. So, it's not only me doing it. My father was a big saver, and he taught me from a younger age, like from going to primary school from grade 1, grade 2. I remember my father opened up my first bank account at that school at the time, and growing up, he's always instilled that in me, how to do that. And I use those strengths, not to say that he was there as a big supporter of the business. When I started, my father said to me, I'm wasting my money.
Yes.
He didn't see my vision, he didn't see it, and then after I see when my father lost his job, he come to work with me, and I still didn't look at him and say, reminding that you told me that I was wasting my time. I didn't. I just looked at myself and said, doesn't matter. He still supported me because he was contributing to the mortgage at the house that I could still live in the house and to do that. So those are where I always say, support your family. You know what I mean? No matter what. I see people that, I'm home, I don't have no privacy there, and I'm moving out and they're paying $500 to their sister or their mom, but they move out to go pay $1,000 with somebody else. I always don't like that idea. People that try to make it work.
Yeah.
And help the mom to get that extra $500 that that she can't get from somebody because the place is not private enough to rent it to somebody else. But those are the way that my family contribute to me to make me to be so successful today.
All righty. Well, guess what? You have really touched us. I'm telling you, you have a story, you have a testimony, you're doing so well. And I am so glad that, Christine referred you to me so we could have a conversation, hear your story, and we get it. We get it, Lloyd, we get it. As we're wrapping up now, there's a quick fun segment that I have. I have a list of one to 10 things here. I will call them by name, call the word, and you give me one word response only. You think, so clear up throat. Let's see. Ready? All right. First one, Brampton.
Amazing.
Business.
Word. Not one word. I don't know.
When you think of your business, okay. Because when you think of your business, when you think of Gem, what first comes to mind?
There's so much things. Gems is so precious.
Oh, so precious.
It's everything to me. It's my life. It's my name. It's what people call me. I could tell you that 90% of the people who know me don't know my real name.
So we'll take Precious.
Everybody know me as Gem.
We'll take Precious. Okay. Mother.
Oh, boy. Queen.
All right. Family.
Everything.
Subway.
How should I say that? Subway. Well, it's not one word. I can't give you one word for that. But the subway is what let me know Toronto back and front the way that I ride the subway. Right. So that was one of those things.
Okay, so we'll just take that. Grief. Grief. Grief, as in grieving, grief.
When
you think of your best friend.
That's a tough. That's very tough and hard. I would say hard.
Hard. Okay. Mentoring, because you're doing that a lot.
That's a joy for me to do.
Wonderful.
Joy.
Education.
Number one.
Okay. Franchise.
You need it. You need it. Franchise. One word. One word. The franchise is just new.
Okay.
It's my first time doing it.
So we'll take new. New works.
Yeah.
And finally, Lloyd McDowell.
Oh boy. South Coast is no recommendation. So I would leave that for people to answer that one for me.
I hear you. Okay, no problem. But I want to say thank you so much. You are really a man of vision. You're resilient. You're humble. I can hear that in your tone. And I'm just going to say, God bless you, Lloyd. Thank you so much for joining me here this evening and sharing your story. Say hi to everybody over Suffer Us, okay?
No problem. Thank you.
Right,
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to express and to share my story.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Walk good.
No. Okay. Thank
Alrighty,
you. Bye-bye.
Well, that was Lloyd McDowell for you. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in this evening. I hope you had a good time with me. I took you down to Times Square. I hope you learned something out of that. How it all started.
You lift me up.
I know a lot of you remember the days of the Peep Show and stuff.
Oh God.
But blessings to everyone. Thanks to Caribbean Vibes Radio Network.
I try hard, but I make mistakes. You're still by my side.
Hit 96.7 FM.
Every heartache, you get the praise. You are my
Thanks, everyone.
Always, every time me I gaze and I play hard.
Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, my sponsor. Please stop by 1802 Nereid Avenue and buy your dinner no mancha.
Deliver your mercy.
So I am going up now. I am going up. I'm going up. Yep. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. As always, I'm out of here. Mwah.
I pray, I honor your name. Deliver your mercy. Whenever I fall, you lift me up. Glory to thee, oh God. All
Read my cause, soldier. I don't know Juliet to represent for Linkage Radio. 104.5 FM. Def them. New York, I introduce the best ice cream factory located in Mount Vernon, 408 East Sanford Boulevard. Call and place your order at 914-699-1349. We also do delivery from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. We have the most Jamaican flavors. Grape nut, pistachio grape nut, rum and razor, Jamaican rum and razor, sour milk ice cream, sugar-free